Welcome to Drink This, Watch That.
We did not read ahead. Hey guys, I'm Rico.
And I'm James, and this is a show where we analyze, predict, mock, and drink to today's most popular shows.
Today we are going to be drinking Maggie the Frog's. It's a takeoff of the Witch's Cauldron cocktail. It's got 2 ounces of white rum, 1 ounce of limeade, 2 scoops of lime sherbet. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hand.
That's what a scoop looks like.
And topped with some Sprite. And I got a maraschino cherry in there.
For blood. Chaws.
Got the idea from the intro to the show with Maggie the Frog, the prophecy person. She licks the blood off, so I put the maraschino cherry in there. It's all in theme. Speaking of what we're watching today.
Today we're watching Season 5, Episode 1 of Game of Thrones called The Wars to Come.
So, let's talk about what happened in this first episode of the season.
Let's jump into it.
So, I think the least important but coolest thing that we got back into was Stannis' story. And he's at the wall, and he's trying to gather his army of wildlings to take over the south.
You want the wildlings to march in your army?
They swear to follow me, I'll pardon them. We'll take Winterfell. Once the North is won, I'll declare them citizens of the realm.
And to do so, he needs Mance Rayder, and obviously that didn't go up well.
Let me just say that out of all the storylines in the entire show, Stannis is pretty intriguing. Not the most intriguing to me, but Stannis as a character, I don't fucking like Stannis. But I like his story.
Yeah, his stories, it's cool in the books. So I've read up to where we're at in the show. I'm not going to go ahead because I don't care enough to read. But it's always spoilers. His story is always told from Davos' standpoint, because I think Davos is the much more interesting character.
Right.
Because he's a bad guy turned good guy, and it's interesting to see how he tries to turn Stannis away from this like religious zealotry of the Red God, and he's like, you're not really the Red God reborn, dude. I'm really sorry. You're not Azor Ahai.
Right.
You're just a king. I like you. You're a good king. You cut off my knuckles, and so therefore you're a good king.
Yeah.
But
Davos believes in Stannis' cause. He doesn't believe in all his means per se. But whatever. Let's talk a little bit about Jon Sneasel.
his story is I think it's just starting. Okay, so now they're basically without a Lord Commander at the Wall. It hasn't been an issue up until now, but it's time to finally elect someone. And I think up for election is babyface Will Ferrell,
Also known as Lord Commander.
not Lord Commander.
He's not Lord Commander?
No, he's Sir Alistair.
He's just
Alistair Thorne. Alistair Thorne took over duties at Castle Black. But now it's time to elect a new guy. And so they're bringing people from the other forts, the other garrisons, and Alistair Thorne's up.
Yeah.
And I think they're alluding to Jon Snow being in the running.
I think he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Jay Sneasel, also known as Jon Snow, fucking shoots an arrow right through Mance's heart. To spite, he's like, look, I don't care. This is how he's like, I like Mance Rayder. I'm not going to see my homeboy go out like that. So he executes him very Ollie style, like how Ollie did with Ygritte.
I'm getting burned alive! And then he gets hit with
Pretty
it.
good. It's
I wanted to see him smile.
The funny thing is, in this whole episode, Mance's last episode, the acting by the guy that plays Mance, I don't know his name, my bad, was fucking fantastic.
Big Mouth Billy Bass.
Yeah, Big Mouth Billy Bass. Was fantastic. Up until the scene where he's burning alive and gets shot in the heart, he's just like, ugh. It's so bad, but whatever.
The CGI fire is kind of
the worst
painful
death acting I've ever seen, but whatever.
It was.
I'm sad to see Mance go.
Although I've never seen a guy burn alive, so maybe it's exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't watch Al Qaeda videos.
Either way, yeah, the Wall story I think is just taken off, and I think it's going to be a wildling Melisandre kind of driven story.
I like Melisandre's boobs.
It's the best part of Stannis.
It's the best part of Stannis.
So also this episode we got to see Baelish.
We got to see Baelish. I was interested to see him. I'm interested to see what's happening because I don't know shit about Baelish's story really. What's gonna happen with him, and it could go in so many different ways. He's gonna fucking win the throne one day. I don't know.
Well, just when you think you have Baelish figured out, he does something that's so reverse, which is, I guess, part of his plan, which is how he's gotten so far. But it's you can't really predict where he's going or what he's going to be doing. Right now, he's training Robin Arryn to be the leader of an army.
He swings a sword like a girl with palsy.
So we thought he was going to take Robin Arryn on, hey, let's go check out the Vale tour. And no, he just dropped that kid off with Royce, and he's like, yeah, watch this fucking kid. I got some shit to do.
Yeah, do you mind raising him?
Yeah, and Royce is like, yeah, he sucks. I can't make any promises about his sword skills. I keep saying the word sword, by the way.
That's okay. He has good sword skills. And then Baelish is also taking Sansa somewhere where Cersei can't get her.
What do you think that means?
So he said he's headed west.
Right.
I'm also in part of that. I'm curious.
Look at the map.
So
west of the Eyrie, the Westerlands, which is owned by the Lannisters, not gonna happen, right?
He told Lord Royce he's going, but actually they're heading.
I think they're actually going to the Reach, to Highgarden or something like that, because he's in cahoots with the Tyrells, who are in charge of the Reach.
But here's the thing: he said he wants to get away from where Cersei can get her hands on her.
Cersei doesn't have any alliances in the Reach. What do you think? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I don't know why he would.
That's my guess.
I don't know why he's saying this. He needs to do that for Cersei, like to get her away from Cersei.
Yeah, once again, I'm left. I don't know where Baelish is going. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just going to drop her off wherever said destination is and then return to the Vale. I don't know. I have no idea.
So let's talk about Meereen.
Let's talk about
Let's talk about Meereen. That's my Hisdar.
Hisdar Zolorak.
Zolorax, I believe, actually.
Lorax, like the Dr. Seuss character.
He fights for the forest or something. I never actually read that book.
I like Hisdar Zolorak, or whatever his name is. That's a fucking cool guy, cool name.
He's very cool in the way that he speaks about things. So he's coming to Dany and he's like, hey, open up the fighting pits, right?
Right.
I think that kind of whole dynamic with her is interesting, but I'm still kind of bored about it. Like, I want her to start conquering some stuff again.
You feel about Daenerys the way I feel about Stannis?
I think so right now, which is unfortunate because I like Dany. But
I like her a lot less now that she doesn't want to show her boobs on camera or whatever. Stupid contract negotiations.
Turn your back on your fans.
Don't do that.
I hate you.
But we're getting a lot of Dario booty.
So she doesn't have her dragons anymore, right? She doesn't have. So Viserion and Rhaegal are right now chained up in the dungeons.
Yeah. And they don't like her because she tried to unlock them.
Yeah. She's like, hey, come to me. We're cool.
Get out of our room, Mom!
And Drogon is actually. Drogon's just flying around free.
Who knows?
He's just going around.
He's gonna come into
burning
play.
sheep.
He's gonna
and
come into
babies.
play for sure.
Baby barbecue, all like left and right, everywhere.
Babies and goats.
And so I actually heard a really cool thing. Dragons that get to roam free grow bigger.
Well, he was already the biggest one, right?
Already the biggest one, but
fuck.
He's not chained. He's out eating babies.
So who needs Rhaegal and Viserion?
Well, who's gonna control Drogon?
Fucking let him starve. No one's gonna control Drogon is the answer. Nobody.
So, Daenerys has no dragons.
Right.
She's left with no.
Dario says that. He's like
you're not the mother of Unsullied. You're the mother of dragons.
So she doesn't have the people side.
Right.
What's she doing? I mean, she has Unsullied, but like,
yeah,
even they're going to their prostitutes and they're just having like stuff sung to them. I don't know what that.
We see the first. What are they called? The Sons of the Harpy. That's gonna be important. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we see them like in the previews for the season 5. That's gonna be important.
So, and real quick, the Sons of the Harpy. So we should probably explain what that is too.
Do you know what they are?
Kind of.
Right.
So, in ancient times, there was the Valyrians who came and they just like torched everything in Essos, right? They took over everything. The Rhoynar, they took over Old Gis, they took over all that shit. Mm-hmm. Old Gis, they used to worship the Harpy.
The Harpy, yeah.
And so after they conquered them, they kind of took over their, culture a little bit, kind of like Rome did for Greece. So this is Daenerys coming back and conquering the Gis people again, And so this is the Sons of the Harpy. This is the sons of Old Gis come back to take out the Valerians again.
I thought, my impression was that it's just a bunch of people that Daenerys wronged, and they're just like, we're just gonna take up the sign of the call ourselves the Sons of the Harpy, and just kill all her people.
It's probably that. You know how like in America we have the Minutemen who watch the border on Mexico.
Yeah.
They're not really Minutemen.
Right.
I think it's like the same thing. Like these guys, they really like slavery. Like they're really into it, you know. And so like, oh, we're the Sons of the Harpy.
Right.
Nah, you're just guys who are like really into slavery.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So yeah, and she
play.
took down the Harpy. So obviously that whole religious thing's gonna.
That's gonna play a factor. Like the Sons of the Harpy are gonna play a big factor. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna play a factor. And the fighting pits not being reopened, like her not wanting to reopen the fighting pits, is gonna be a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a wise move. But
and P Dinky, dude, P Dinky, Peter Dinklage, also known as Tyrion. Yeah, dude. So let's talk about Varys in P Dinks.
Looking a little scruff.
Looking a little scruffy, kind of like James.
Gotta do some manscaping on that dink.
Drinking himself to death, not with any direction in life. Varys, we get to finally see his true intentions, kind of. We get to see that he's like a Targaryen apologist, and he's kind of made decisions to help them along the way.
We tried to do what was best for the realm by supporting a Targaryen restoration.
Yeah, him and Illyrio, who we saw in the first season, the bearded gentleman who...
He raised Viserys and Daenerys.
They're part of, like, I guess a group, which it sounds like there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
That are all about bringing the Targaryens back to Westeros.
Targaryen restoration.
So...
Is that a thing? Or, like, I wonder if the show, like, is that a thing in the books?
Up until that point, no.
No.
I think, but I'm sure, like, if I reread it, I'd be like, oh, of course, that was part of that project, but...
I'm excited to see, should it happen, Varys and Tyrion join allegiance with Daenerys. We're seeing like consolidation of like storylines, and that would be a big one. Because we see like Jon Snow get consolidated into like the Stannis Baratheon storyline.
Yeah.
And like maybe, probably, hopefully see Tyrion get consolidated. That would be kind of cool.
If you get Tyrion, Viserys, and Daenerys all in like one room...
Varys.
What did I say?
Viserys.
Oh yeah. Viserys? Although, with Viserys in the same room, that'd be really cool.
With his gold crown, that'd be fucking...
Yeah. No, but you get those three people in a room, and you're looking at like game over.
Yeah.
It's really not fair at that point.
I don't give a shit what Stannis is doing. It's gonna be hard to even if Daenerys like tames one of her 3 fucking dragons, it's gonna be hard to like conquer.
You're gonna see them, Tyrion, Varys, and Daenerys riding a dragon. You're gonna see that bald-headed dude just. Here we go!
Hey, don't forget about Hizdahl Zolorok.
Oh yeah, Hizdahl.
Just gonna be holding onto the tail as it fucking.
My queen, can we get over to Westeros? It's a long ride from Meereen. Love the way that dude talks.
You can see it's all the way from here, all the way to there.
So yeah, where are they? Right now.
Right, yeah.
In this general... Oh, there's Marine, actually. Specifically, there's Marine.
Specifically. And they gotta get to there.
They're Atlantically over there, and then you gotta get Pacifically over there.
Well played.
I do my best. So yeah, that's where Tyrion's story is headed.
I just thought it was interesting that we see Varys, like his true intentions. That was the coolest part.
Yeah.
Of that story for me. And he's gonna go back try.
I think the coolest thing in this episode that we got to see a flashback. Finally.
Thank God.
You'll never wed the prince. You'll wed the king. You'll be queen. For a time.
Yeah, so Cersei, she has this prophecy told to her as a kid.
Yes.
That she will marry the king, not the prince. Right?
Right.
And that the king will have 20 kids and she'll have 3. And
right.
She's like, what does that mean? And now we know, like, well, you're sleeping with your brother eventually, and he's sleeping with other people. So, I wish she would have told her that. You're going to sleep with your brother.
Right.
But I think the coolest of the 3 questions she had was, well, it wasn't a question, but she said, you're going to be queen for a time until a younger, more beautiful queen takes everything that you hold dear.
Right. Now, obviously, this points towards Marjorie being the younger, more beautiful queen, because A, she's younger, B, she's more beautiful, in my honest opinion. But let's talk about what they didn't say, like, on the show versus the books, real quick. I think that's important.
Okay.
So in the books, the flashback includes Maggie the Frog, the fortune teller. She says, "You will be slain by the Valonqar," which means little brother in High Valyrian. That's on the show, and Cersei, her whole life, has always believed this to be Tyrion. That's why she basically hated him for killing her mom, and she thinks she's gonna, be killed by her little brother. Could be Jaime. Jaime was born after her, technically, even though they're twins.
Or it could be not.
Or it could be neither, right?
It's weird it's weird in the books that she used the word Valonqar instead of "you'll be killed by your little brother."
Because it just means little brother, not specifically your little brother, but just little brother. Could be anybody.
It could be a loose translation of it.
Right.
We see a lot of people in Essos that have titles like the Titan's son, Sons of the Harpy.
Oh, yeah.
The ship that Arya was on was the Titan's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Who's to say that
So
there's
she
not
could fall off a ship called the Little Brother.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So that means nothing. But yeah, the big thing is, like, I think the Marjorie thing is...
Well, okay, so here's where it gets interesting. Okay, so obviously Marjorie is who she thinks is coming for her, right?
Sure.
Anyone who's into the show is like, oh, clearly that's Dany.
Right, yeah,
Like,
I mean, it
a
could be
younger,
Dany
more
just,
beautiful.
just as well. Sure.
Here's who I want to throw into the mix. If
Stannis.
the Starks were
Younger, more beautiful Stannis.
Loras Tyrell. No.
He is beautiful.
He is a queen.
And he is a queen.
If the North is considered its own kingdom, then that would make Sansa
Ooh.
a queen of the North in the way that Robb was king of the North.
Oh.
Especially if Baelish becomes a king of his own area.
Oh.
I'm going to throw in a fourth name. Marcella.
Oh, because she's in Dorne, queen. But
They now consider her to be like a queen, and that's, I think, going to be the direction of this storyline. Now that Tywin's dead, and Marcella's actually older than Tommen.
here's why I don't think it's Marcella, because part of the prophecy was that Cersei outlives her 3 kids. They say they will all wear crowns of gold, and they will all be they'll all wear gold shrouds, right? Which means, but I think in the books it talks about even more how they're gonna die before her. Like she will outlive all 3 of her kids. So I don't think it'll be Marcella.
It could be a move that she makes that's stupid in line with Cersei's actions, but Marcella could be like, well, if you can't have it, I'll kill Tommen and myself. I don't know. But I thought that'd be a cool twist, like that the younger, more beautiful queen to take her place and take everything she holds dear.
I like
her own daughter.
Her own daughter. You just said that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's the prophecy. I think is going to play a big part in the season. I just want to see Cersei get her due.
There's definitely a reason why they opened this season with that prophecy, right? It's going to play a big part.
Yeah, and I hope we get a couple more flashbacks.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
And so, actually, speaking of what's coming up, we got the next week on Game of Thrones.
Let's play a little segment called "What the fuck do you think's gonna happen next?"
We need a shorter title. So we get to see.
I'm workshopping it right now.
So obviously we get to see Arya pull up in Bravos at the House of Black and White, or White and Black. Either way. One's way of saying it's racist, the other's not.
Oh, I'm white.
So she's gonna go train with the Faceless Men?
Maybe, probably, hopefully. The thing I've been looking forward to since way before the season, since the end of last season, was Arya Stark. I mean, that's Arya Stark in Bravos. That's obviously the
That's just because you follow her Instagram and Twitter.
I do.
And she's awesome.
Those are all true statements.
So the Faceless Men are what Jaqen H'ghar is.
Yeah.
We did videos on all this stuff, so if you want to go check that out on our page, definitely do that.
Yes.
The Faceless Men are assassins that worship the many-faced god. Part of their religion, part of their prayer is to assassinate people. Doesn't mean they can go out and kill anyone. They have to be hired for it. And to be hired for it is considered a sacrament. So murder and death is like a really big part of that religion.
And Arya wants a lot of people dead. So her becoming one of the most lethal assassins in all the land would be highly productive for her. So we'll see.
Here's the downside of that too, if they do go with that storyline, is that she would be able to change her face, which means that we might get a different actress than Maisie Williams, if that's where the show goes.
I hope not. I like Maisie Williams.
I know.
She's
So
the best.
I really hope I hope she gets the training without trading her face.
Yeah.
If only to keep Maisie Williams on the show.
Secondly, the next thing we're going to see is Dorne, which I've been wanting to see for a long time as well.
Dorne?
Not just specifically Dorne and the Water Gardens, but like more specifically the people of Dorne. Like they're supposed to be the most badass. We get to see
They look like us.
Oberyn's brother, hopefully next episode.
Doran Martell.
Doran?
The first picture they released of him, he was like all happy. And now like in this preview, he's like,
He's not happy. He should not be happy.
don't remind me, I know he's dead. Well, he didn't sound like that on
And the
Ice.
Sand Snakes. The Sand Snakes are coming up.
Yeah.
Which are the names of Oberyn's daughters collectively. He calls them the Sand Snakes.
They sent a really cool, like, present to Cersei. It was like that snake with the chain in its mouth.
Yeah.
I will burn their house to the ground. You're not going to do
You're
anything.
not gonna do
Shut
shit.
up.
Shut up, Cersei. You're stupid.
You're going to take on the most powerful area of Westeros. Okay, yeah.
Oh, really? No one's ever attacked Dorne successfully, but you're gonna burn. Shut up.
The Targaryens couldn't do it with 3 dragons. Yeah, but you totally have a chance.
Shut up, Cersei.
Go for
you
it.
Stupid asshole. I just want to get to this cherry at the bottom. I got it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed Tywin's on the show too, by the way. But
That's a big loss. Him and Mance, kind
Yeah.
of cool, two like badass, like father figures.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the first episode of season 5.
I can't wait.
We're going to see a lot of different combining of storylines, a lot of separating of ways. It's weird to see how many storylines have come together
I know.
in this one episode.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. It was getting ridiculous. But yeah, we'll see, man. I'm excited.
Get to see some new characters.
Yes.
So
that's today's episode. Please help support the show by liking, sharing, and commenting on what you thought.
and let us know if you have any drink suggestions, any show suggestions, and talk to us. Let us know if you have any ideas about the show that we haven't come up with. Doubt it, but you can try.
Yeah, tell us what you liked and hated and what I should be drinking next week.
Until next time.
Cheers.